What if the skies above us were no longer safe, and China held the key to that threat? Picture this: a world where satellites don't just guide your phone's navigation or beam down TV signals, but dictate the outcome of wars, control global communication, and hold nations hostage, all from the silent void of space. This isn't science fiction, it's the reality unfolding right now, and by 2026, China could turn this vision into a chilling truth. Could their grip on the heavens shift the balance of power on Earth? Are we ready for a conflict that begins not with boots on the ground, but with weapons in orbit? Welcome to a deep dive into China's satellite domination strategy, a plan that goes far beyond Taiwan and threatens the very fabric of global security. In the next 10 minutes, we'll uncover the People's Liberation Army's space military machine, explore their sprawling network of over 400 satellites, and reveal how their BeiDou system challenges America's GPS supremacy. We'll expose their anti-satellite weapons that could darken the stars, analyze their takeover of low Earth orbit, and decode the alliances amplifying their reach. Finally, we'll confront the fragile laws governing space and ask whether they'll hold or shatter by 2026. This isn't just about technology, it's about power. China's space ambitions are a calculated move to dominate the ultimate high ground, and the clock is ticking. By the end of this video, you'll see why 2026 could be the year the world wakes up to the real China threat, one that's been hiding in plain sight above us all. Let's begin. When you hear China's military, you might imagine tanks rolling across borders or ships patrolling the South China Sea. But the People's Liberation Army, the PLA, has a new battlefield in mind: space. This isn't a side project, it's a core pillar of their strategy to become a global superpower. In 2015, they launched the PLA Strategic Support Force, a unit that fuses space operations with cyber and electronic warfare. This isn't just about launching rockets. It's about controlling the cosmos. The PLA sees space as the key to modern warfare. They call it Informatized Warfare, a term that sounds technical but means something simple. Whoever controls information wins. Satellites are the backbone of this vision. They provide real-time intelligence, guide missiles, connect troops, and warn of incoming threats. For China, space isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Their doctrine demands space superiority, the ability to dominate space while crippling their enemies' access to it. China's space journey didn't start yesterday. In 2007, they fired a missile into orbit and obliterated one of their own satellites. The world took notice. That test proved they could strike targets in space, sending a message to rivals like the United States. We're here and we're armed. Since then, they've built the Tiangong space station, a scientific marvel with military potential. It's a proving ground for technologies that could one day power space weapons or surveillance platforms. Their lunar missions, like the Tiangong program, show they can operate far beyond Earth's orbit. These aren't just civilian triumphs, they're dual-use projects. The same tech that lands a rover on the moon can guide a hypersonic missile or track an enemy fleet. Add in their work on space-based solar power, and you see a pattern. Every step forward has a strategic edge. The PLA's space division isn't a loose collection of projects. It's a system of systems, linking satellites with cyber tools and electronic jammers. Imagine a network where a satellite spots a target, a cyber attack blinds the enemy's defenses, and a missile finishes the job, all coordinated from space. By 2026, they aim to expand this arsenal with more launches and cutting-edge tech. The stakes? Nothing less than global dominance, starting in the stars. Imagine a web of eyes in the sky watching every corner of the planet. That's China's satellite network, over 400 strong and growing fast. By 2026, this constellation could rival the world's best, giving China unprecedented power. These aren't just random objects in orbit. They're a carefully built system designed to see, hear, and control like never before. China's satellites come in all flavors. Communication satellites keep their military connected, no matter where they are. Reconnaissance satellites, like the Gaofen series, snap high-resolution photos of airbases or shipyards, day or night. Navigation satellites, tied to their BeiDou system, pinpoint locations with deadly accuracy. Then there's the Tiangong series, eavesdropping on radio signals to decode enemy plans. Each type has a purpose, and together they're a force multiplier. The benefits are staggering. With near-global coverage, China can track U.S. carriers in the Pacific, monitor troop movements in Europe, or guide drones over contested borders. During a crisis, these satellites could direct precision strikes or jam enemy communications, tilting the battlefield in China's favor. Beyond war, they support the Belt and Road Initiative, beaming navigation and internet services to allied nations, building loyalty and influence. By 2026, China plans to push further. They're launching satellites for quantum communication. Think unhackable codes for their military. AI-powered satellites are next, capable of making decisions without human input. Their Zhongxing and Tianlian satellites already ensure secure, real-time links with spacecraft and ground forces. Meanwhile, a Starlink-style internet constellation could blanket the globe, challenging Western dominance in digital infrastructure. But power comes with risks. More satellites mean more clutter in orbit, raising the odds of collisions and debris. A single crash could spark a chain reaction, threatening everyone's assets, including China's. And with so many dual-use satellites, the line between peaceful and military use blurs, fueling global tension. Still, China's constellation is a testament to their ambition. It's not just about watching the world, it's about shaping it. What if your navigation system wasn't just a tool, but a weapon? Meet BeiDou, China's answer to GPS, and a cornerstone of their space strategy. Completed in 2020, BeiDou isn't a regional knockoff. It's a global network of satellites that rivals, and in some ways surpasses, the US-led GPS. By 2026, it could redefine how the world moves, fights, and thinks. BeiDou offers precision positioning and timing, just like GPS, but it's more than a copy. In parts of Asia, it boasts higher accuracy thanks to a mix of satellites in low, medium, and geostationary orbits. Unlike GPS, it can send short messages between users, a feature that's handy for civilians and vital for soldiers. Most importantly, it's China's. They don't rely on American tech, which could be shut off in a conflict. For the military, BeiDou is a game changer. It guides missiles to within meters of their targets, tracks ships in stormy seas, and keeps troops synced in chaotic battles. If the U.S. jams GPS, China's forces keep moving, unfazed. For civilians, it powers everything from self-driving cars to disaster response, tying billions to China's system. That's soft power with a hard edge. Compare it to GPS, and the stakes get clearer. GPS has been the gold standard for decades, used by 80% of the world's devices. But BeiDou is catching up, with over 100 partner countries adopting it. Why? It's reliable, independent, and often free, especially for Belt and Road allies. By 2026, China wants half the global market, chipping away at U.S. dominance one signal at a time. The implications are huge. A world split between GPS and BeiDou isn't just about tech, it's about allegiance. Nations reliant on China's system might hesitate to cross Beijing, even in a crisis. For the PLA, it's a shield and a sword, ensuring they can fight anywhere, anytime. BeiDou isn't just navigation, it's control, coded into every coordinate. What happens when the stars go dark? China's anti-satellite ASAT weapons can make that happen. These aren't sci-fi gadgets. They're real systems designed to cripple or destroy satellites in orbit. By 2026, they could turn space into a graveyard and shift the balance of power below. China's ASAT story starts in 2007. They launched a missile, hit an old weather satellite, and created a cloud of debris. It was a loud debut, proof they could take out targets in space. Since then, they've gone quieter but deadlier. Co-orbital ASATs can sidle up to enemy satellites and disable them with robotic arms or explosives. Cyber tools can hack or jam signals, blinding satellites without a shot being fired. Each method is a weapon in China's arsenal. These tools fit into a kill chain, a military term for finding, tracking, and destroying a target. Satellites spot the enemy's assets. Say, a U.S. spy satellite. Ground stations lock on. Then ASAT strike, turning that asset into junk. The result? The enemy's blind, deaf, and lost, while China's network keeps humming. It's surgical, devastating, and fast, but it's a double-edged sword. That 2007 test left thousands of debris pieces, threatening all orbits, including China's. A full-scale ASAT war could clog space with wreckage, making it unusable for decades. Plus, every shot risks escalation. If China downs a U.S. satellite, retaliation could spark a space arms race, or worse. By 2026, China's ASAT capabilities will likely grow sharper. More tests, better tech, and tighter integration with their satellite network mean they'll hit harder and faster. The world's response? Uneasy silence. Space is fragile, and China's ready to break it, unless someone stops them first. Low Earth Orbit, LEO, is the busy highway of space, just a few hundred miles up. It's where most satellites live, and China's moving in fast. By 2026, their presence in LEO could turn it into a battlefield, one they're poised to dominate. China is flooding LEO with satellites, communication birds, Earth-observing platforms, even experimental tech. They're all there. Their Gaofen satellites scan the planet in stunning detail, while plans for a mega-constellation like Starlink promise global internet from Chinese hardware. It's a land grab in orbit, and they're not slowing down. Why LEO? It's strategic gold. Satellites here are close enough for crisp imagery and fast signals, perfect for spying, guiding weapons, or connecting troops. Control LEO, and you control the flow of information, a prize worth fighting for. Economically, it's a cash cow with internet and data services up for grabs. But crowding comes with chaos. More satellites mean more risks, collisions, debris, and disputes. A crash in LEO could trigger a domino effect, shredding orbits and stranding everyone. Militarizing it ups the ante. If China arms LEO or uses it to blind rivals, it's not just a tech race, it's a war zone. By 2026, China's LEO footprint will be massive. Their tech is ready, their launches are relentless, and their intent is clear. The question is, can the world keep up, or will LEO become China's turf with the rest of us locked out? China's not going it alone. Their space program thrives on partnerships, weaving a web of allies that boosts their power. By 2026, these ties could amplify their dominance and pull more nations into their orbit. Russia is their biggest teammate. The two share tech, data, and dreams of a lunar base. Their GLONASS and BeiDou systems sync up, creating a navigation block that challenges GPS. Joint missions like the International Lunar Research Station show they're in lockstep. It's a marriage of convenience and capability. Beyond Russia, China's launching satellites for Pakistan, Venezuela, Nigeria, and more, often tied to the Belt and Road. These aren't charity projects. Each launch comes with ground stations, tech transfers, and influence. A country using China's satellites might think twice before defying Beijing. It's diplomacy at 17,000 miles an hour. These alliances turbocharge China's space game. Russia's experience fills gaps. Smaller partners provide strategic footholds. Think tracking stations in South America or Africa. Together, they create a network that's tough to counter. By 2026, this web could span continents, giving China eyes and ears everywhere. The catch? Dependence cuts both ways. Allies reliant on China's tech might lose autonomy. And if tensions flare, those partnerships could drag others into a space conflict. China's building a team, but it's the one that plays by their rules. Space has rules, or at least it's supposed to. The 1967 Outer Space Treaty says no nukes up there and calls space a shared domain. It's a noble idea, but by 2026, China's ambitions could test its limits, or tear it apart. China signed the treaty and plays nice in UN talks. They push for peace, backing ideas like the prevention of an arms race in outer space. But actions speak louder. Their ASAT tests, satellite swarms, and military focus suggest a different goal, bending the rules to fit their needs. They're not breaking the treaty yet, but they're stretching it thin. Space law's weak spots help them. The treaty is vague on weapons like ASATs or cyber tools. It doesn't cover private satellites with military uses. China exploits these gaps, building capabilities that skirt the edge of legality. By 2026, they could force a rewrite on their terms. Cooperation's still possible. Joint missions like lunar research show that space can unite, but competition's rising. If China claims LEO or uses ASATs in a crisis, treaties won't stop a showdown. The void's ungoverned, and China's ready to fill it, whether we agree or not. China's satellite domination strategy is no theory. It's happening. The PLA's space arsenal, their 400-plus satellites, BeiDou's rise, and ASAT weapons form a plan to control the skies. LEO's their battlefield, alliances their strength, and space law their chessboard. By 2026, this could be the real China threat, a power grab that starts above us. So, what's next? Will China's grip on space dictate global power? Will we rise to the challenge or watch from below? Stay vigilant. The next war might not start on Earth, but in orbit. If this video opened your eyes, hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe. The future's coming fast. Don't miss it.